Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Black Coffee. I'm your host, John Brown, and today we have Merrissa here. I'm excited to finally speak to a mother because it's a different path, I believe, from a mother than a father. So, welcome to the show here.
Thank
And one
you.
more thing I want to add: if you guys are liking the content, don't forget to subscribe. So let's start with a couple of questions here. What state do you live in?
We're in California. We're in the Bay Area.
Oh, you're in Cal. Okay,
Yeah,
good. You get a lot of good football up there. And you have two boys, girls. What do you have?
two boys. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old.
8 and 6. Okay. You look pretty tall. How tall are you?
I'm not tall. I'm like 5'2". I'm long
Okay,
though. I'm all legs and all arms.
5'2". And how tall was the husband or the father?
He's 5'9".
5'9". Okay, so
We have
from
tall
what
jeans though.
from what you're saying, I'm assuming they're playing football since it's football
Yes.
season. And
Yeah.
and what other sports do they play?
They do wrestling in off season, and then they do a
Okay,
lot of like specialty camps and for football.
okay. So let me start off by what is you're a single parent or
No, no, we're a
so you
two-parent household.
oh okay, good. That's even better. Okay. So you have two parents. Is your is the father white, black, Hispanic, or what?
Hispanic. We're both Hispanic.
Okay. You look white.
Yeah, well, I'm Spanish, but
You look Caucasian. Okay, so
Caucasian.
yeah, yeah. So at a young age, let's start off like this here. Do you have any before I go into my rant? Do you have any questions that you want to address real quick?
I mean, I have a couple of questions, but I think that we'll get through them like throughout the podcast. I want you to say what you wanted to say
Okay.
first, and then
So let's start off with some important things I think that are very essential. Uh, Based on the information you've given me, my natural instinct is saying they're going to play if they let's say if it's football. The position they project in would be receiver or running back.
okay.
All right, what are they playing? Do you know the positions that they play right now?
Yes, my oldest plays D line. He likes
Mm-hmm.
left and right tackle, and then he
Mm-hmm.
also likes what's the other one? Linebacker, I
Yes.
believe.
Now it's okay at this age to play linebacker, quarterback, running back. All kids at this age play everything. But by the
Mm-hmm.
time they hit 12 years old, you got to start honing in on what it is you want them to specialize in. And
Okay.
it's very important, in my opinion, to make sure you have special, like, trainers. You guys have any trainers that do special training, like one-on-ones or group training sessions?
Yeah, we've done some like camps, we've done some one-on-ones. We had like a personal trainer for
Yes.
my oldest. My little one has only done flag because he's not old enough to do tackle yet.
Yeah, of course, of
But
course.
yeah, he'll start next year. But yeah, we've done some one-on-ones. Like speed training is something that we're going to be doing this upcoming year. Cause right now, like he's really into being able to use his body. He's really good at doing like blocking, tackling.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the quarterback, but he's not really built for speed yet because he's like a brick house.
Mm-hmm.
There he is right there.
Oh, how you doing, young man?
Say hi.
Love that. Love that.
I
Look at
didn't want to
that.
practice.
Ready to go.
Um, yeah, so he's pretty solid. So that's why we have him on wrestling in the off season. So he's used to that like contact and
I
stuff like
like I like
that.
wrestling because wrestling give him a good base. At this age, I think it's good to do different sports, maybe wrestling, baseball, soccer, basketball. It just helps with athletic ability. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that. I just want to make sure you understand. At some point, you have to decide what it is he's going to do, and
Yeah, and I know his.
don't let coaches drag him into all kind of positions once he hit 12 years old. Right now, it doesn't matter. If they wanted to play quarterback, let him do it. Every
Yeah.
position, every sport right now is to his advantage. May it be wrestling, soccer, football, whatever it is. So they can play anything they want right now. Now, how about, let me
Yeah.
ask about his sleeping habits on weekends. I know during the week he has to go to school, but during the weekends, do you guys let him sleep as long as they want, or do you wake him up early?
No, Saturdays, he's the youngest team, so they're junior Pee Wee. They're the first game in the morning. We have to
Mm.
be everywhere at 7 a.m. So Saturdays
Okay,
are pretty tough, but we're really big on like naps, getting in bed early if he's tired. And then Sunday,
good,
they could sleep as long as they want.
good. That's very, very important because they grow in their sleep. Uh,
Yeah.
how about food? Like, what kind of food do you have him on?
We try to be super like conscious about the food. So a lot of protein. We eat super clean. We do like some red meat, but a lot of turkey, a lot of chicken. And he understands. Like I talk to both of the boys, like
Hmm.
they understand that they need to be eating protein to grow. We even do like, Stinger has little like performance gummies that you could take that has like no caffeine or nothing. So
Hmm.
they're like little vitamins and stuff.
Hmm.
They take that before practice. Like they're
Hmm.
super conscious about all of that stuff. I haven't introduced protein powders at all. And
Hmm.
that was one of my questions that I had for you is at what age do you recommend
I mean,
incorporating that into their regimen?
it's up to each and every parent to make that decision. I started my kids around 7 years old. They started taking one protein drink in the morning,
Okay.
but I wouldn't give them twice. It's just one protein drink in the morning. I would have them eat their breakfast. After breakfast, they would have a protein shake.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, we,
I just I want to make sure that it's clear that you understand. In order for them to go as far as they can, it comes down to you and the father. It's not up to the
for sure.
coach,
Yeah.
because the coach
Yeah.
he has time to he doesn't have time. He has to help all the other children out, and to help your kid by your two boys just by themselves would be impossible for him to do. So you have a personal trainer, which
Hmm.
is good. It's never too early to do personal training. Never too early.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a really good personal trainer that we used before. I don't know if you're familiar with all the California like high schools, but he worked directly with De La Salle.
Oh, he did. They have a good program over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So they're pretty close to us. That's where we're kind of located. We're about maybe 50 minutes from them.
Now, how far would you like for them to go in the sport?
My goal as a parent is for them to be able to go to college and get scholarships, and if they want to go forward with the NFL, then that would be awesome. But our goal right now is we're training to get scholarships.
Okay, so here's what my advice. At a young age, I would always tell my kids, like if I had my kids were 6 and 8, I would sit them down and have talks with them, not talk at them. Have talks. Hey,
Mhm.
boys, you know what it is what we're trying to do. We're doing all this work to get to the NFL. If you want to get to college, we're doing this to get a Division I scholarship. This is why we're
Yeah.
doing all this work. Because the more you explain it to them, you'll be amazed how they understand it and they'll move forward with it. Because they believe everything
Yeah,
we
like
say as mom.
mhm.
So as mom, they're gonna believe everything you tell them. So often support it that this is why we're doing this, and you don't want them to think that they're doing it just to have fun. You
Yeah.
understand? There's a difference. So when they understand why they're doing it, they're more apt to put more into it. And the same thing like education. You gotta really put the same energy in as football, wrestling, as the same energy into academics.
For sure, yeah.
Do you guys have any, like, even though they're only young boys, are there any tutors, or what are their grades right now?
They have pretty good grades. I mean, they both like excel beyond their grade level in math. It's like the reading and
Mm.
writing. I think it's kind of a boy thing. They don't like that.
Yeah, most
But
boys don't like that.
yeah, they're like writing, talking, I don't want to do none of that. But
Yeah.
math, they're both beyond their grade level. So That's a
So
good
you
thing.
gotta
But
make sure you, if that was my sons, and I knew they, like one, let me think. Only one of my sons really liked reading. The other two didn't like it,
hmm
right?
yeah,
But we would
they're
always
too
make them read.
impatient.
Yes, but we would make them read books even if they didn't like it. We made them
Yeah.
read books. We made them write. Even if they didn't like it, you have to do it, and you'll thank me later. So make sure you stay on top of them and push them. Don't give them a break just because they're boys and they don't want to do it. Because in order to get into the best college, you never know. You may end up in a situation where they get offers to some big schools and they go Northwestern or Stanford or some school, and they're a little bit, a couple of points behind on their grades. You don't want that. So you want to
Then the
make
next
sure,
person, yeah,
yeah, make sure they execute everything, classroom
for
and
sure.
sports. Are they lifting weights?
No, so we we used to have a gym membership, and at the gym they had like family hour, and we're literally the reason they don't allow family hour anymore because
Why?
they were in there like pushing the sled, doing all the different weights and
And
stuff,
they
nothing
thought you were
heavy.
crazy.
Yeah, they were like, no, we can't have that here. So they changed their hours, and we're like, all right, we'll just stick to, body stuff at football
Just the body
and
stuff, exactly, at your house
yeah,
or wherever you may go. Pull ups, push ups, dips, and if at that age, I had them in my garage, and we did some bench press, we did push ups, we did dips, pull ups, stuff like that. And
yeah,
they'll
for
they'll
sure.
get stronger. Their muscles won't grow because they're not producing testosterone, but they will get stronger than their peers.
Yeah.
So that's very, very
They're,
important. At least 3 days a week, I
yeah.
would do that. So, um, now, were you athletic at all?
I grew up playing soccer, and then my husband grew up playing like football. He did wrestling. He's here if
Hmm.
you want to say hi.
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Brown?
Hey, how you doing? So you
Can't
wrestled?
hear him.
He wrestled, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult sports there is.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
In
a
my
lot on your
opinion,
body.
boxing and
Yeah,
wrestling are two of the most difficult sports on the planet.
for sure.
Because if
And
you're
it's
wrestling,
funny.
yeah, go
It's
ahead.
funny to see the little ones. Like my little one is 6, and he's like yoking people over his head, and
Hmm.
they're both super strong. Like they're built different. Like I know everybody is like, oh, my kid's different, but they're built strong. It's
I
really
mean, you
cool to
see it,
see.
and once you continue to work with them in the weight room, or in your garage,
Hmm
you'll see them much, much, much like I think my kids when they were like 7, 6 years old, they were at least 40% stronger than their peers. 40.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's a big difference. It's
40%.
a confident booster. Yeah,
Yes, confident booster. So make sure you continue to have them train like that.
for sure.
And
Yeah, we
what
got
about
really
high schools? You have what kind of high schools you have around you?
So we have the De La Salle that's not directly, in our neighborhood,
Mm,
but it is on the radar. That's something that
mm.
that was one of my questions for you is, do you recommend that is the best, like is going private school versus public, like, do you really believe that it pays off, or do you think that when it comes to recruiting, do you think that a kid that goes to a public school can also get the same limelight, through a recruiter if
They
they have
can,
special training?
yes, they can. But I like private school over public.
Yeah,
But they both can get out on each school, obviously.
for
What
sure.
do I like about private school? I found that most of the kids who go to private school, as far as the academics are concerned, of the same mind. They have the same mindset.
Yeah,
Most of them, they believe in education because their parents do, and they're there to really learn. They're not there to joke around. Public schools, you get a lot of jokers, and you never know who your son end up being friends with, may get in a jam or anything.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
I like private school because it's a serious environment in reference to education. It's very serious. So I wanted my sons in that environment. But you can get scholarships at any place.
Yeah, that's their goal. They want to go to modern day where your boys went. That's their
Oh, they
dream.
do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But remember this. So you're in California. So if you go to De La Salle as a
Mhm.
freshman and
Mhm.
as a I don't know sophomore, you feel like, you know what, I don't like it. It's not a good fit for us. We're gonna go somewhere else. Now the problem is, if he moves to another school, he has to sit out for 5 games. Do you know that?
Oh wow. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has to sit out for 5 games because you're under CIF rules.
Oh, okay.
I think you guys are governed. Those high schools are governed by CIF.
Mhm.
I know De La Salle is, and
Yeah.
so if you don't like it, you have to up and move your actual family to another house in order for them to play immediately, or they have to sit out 5 games. So don't forget
Oh
that.
wow. Okay.
Now, what I suggest for parents to do is this: if I was going to any school, I would give them, listen carefully, I'll find a friend that lives wherever. If it's a private school,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter where you live, and ask that friend, can you use their address as your son's home address,
Mhm.
especially at a private school, because there's
Yeah.
no district, no boundaries. Now,
Mhm.
why would I do that? Here's what happens. If you go to De La Salle and you don't like it and you want to leave and you move to another school and you say, I moved, and you didn't move,
Mhm.
they're gonna have somebody from the new school come look at your address, all your water bill, phone bill, mortgage, and make sure your name is on it. If your name is not on those
Mhm.
items, then they're gonna say you have to sit out 5 games, or maybe punish
5
you
games.
and even more. But
Okay.
in the beginning, as a freshman, they won't check where you live. So if you
Okay.
said you live, I don't know, in someone else's house, and you decide to move, then you give them your real address.
Yeah. So
And
then
then
they
if
don't
they
have to
come
sit out the
check,
5
that's,
games.
yeah, then they come check your real house where everything's in order because you really live there. They won't go back in the
Yeah.
past and see if you didn't live in the other house,
That
if that
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, there's a lot of, most
That's
kids don't like
that's a
the
good
first school they
loophole.
go to. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they won't
Well,
check
no,
your first address. They only check the second address where you say you moved.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So, in terms of schools, I would put them on the biggest stage possible, meaning who has the biggest light shining on them? Which school
Yeah.
has the most coaches coming to look at talent? That's the school I would go to.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But I got a friend of mine, this is a friend of mine, and his son was maybe 8 years old. We were talking. This is like 10 years ago. And I'm saying,
Mhm.
hey, make sure you do this, do what I'm telling you. And I say when he's in the gym, don't do deadlifts and don't do cleans. He said,
Mhm.
why? I said, because it's dangerous for the kid's back. And it's the risk outweighs the reward. He didn't listen. Then I talked to him. His son was in the 11th grade, which was last year. He set out his junior year because he had a back problem from doing deadlifts.
Oh wow.
I go, why? How'd that even happen? I told you to tell him not to do deadlifts at school. Now you got to ask yourself, well, if the coach says do them, he doesn't do them, there's going to be a problem. Well, if the coach says do deadlifts, he has to fake an injury and go, oh, coach, my back hurts every time I do deadlifts. First thing the coach can say, okay, don't do them because he don't want to be
Yeah.
liable. So make sure you tell your kids, don't do
No
deadlifts,
deadlifts.
don't do cleans. Just fake
Okay.
an injury. Do everything else, but fake that injury because there's too many
Okay.
kids get injured from doing that. Now he didn't listen
Yeah.
to me. Now this is a friend of mine, and I'm giving him more information than I'm giving you, and he didn't listen.
Mhm.
So if he didn't listen, that makes me believe a lot of folks ain't gonna listen. If you're out there, you better listen because I'm telling you, it's very dangerous. Now another thing happened with this kid. Now this kid's a senior, I find out he has no scholarships, no offers.
It's too late.
Dad and mom are heartbroken. I go, oh man, why didn't you call me earlier? I told you to stay in contact with me. So tell me what's going on at the school. So he's telling me this and that, woo, 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 woo. I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you some, how do I say this? I gave him some information on how to get in contact with certain coaches.
Mhm.
Okay. I put not a text message together and say, here's a text message you're gonna send. All you do is cut and paste. Attach your son's highlight video to it. Okay. This was 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So I call to get an update. Any action? No. Any action? No. All of a sudden, a week and a half ago, because guess what? His son got an offer.
Oh wow.
Got an offer. So it worked for him. Whatever I told him. So his son ended up getting an offer. So he's all excited, brought tears to his eye. And I haven't spoken to him since, but he could have gotten another one by now. So, but had I not called him, this wouldn't have happened because the
You're gonna
father
have to
didn't call
send
me.
over. You're gonna have to send over that copy and paste in the email.
I mean, just I can tell you basically what it said. It said,
Yeah.
"How you doing, Coach? My name is Mike Smith, and I love your school. And just it's always been on the top of my list. And I'd like to send you my highlight video for you to look at. And if by chance you like what you see, I would love to attend your school or talk about me and you getting together and to further in our relationship to see if I can, earn myself a scholarship." So
Mhm.
in so many words, that's what it said. And
That's the gist. Yeah.
that's the gist of it. You'll be amazed how that works sometimes because now he's at school and the dad said a school, Colorado State, pulled him out of class and was talking to him about his grades and about whatever else. We like you, you look good, this and that. Now, most cases, they don't pull you out of class unless they're really interested in you.
Mhm.
So they pulled him out of class, but the son is just a regular kid and he wasn't aware of how do he get. He should have got the guy's number, his name. He should have wrote all that stuff down. But he's a young kid. Kids
Mhm.
do what they're gonna do. So you, as a parent, you have to tell your son if a coach ever pulls you out of school, you get his name, his phone
Mhm.
number, and tell him I like to, send you some highlight videos of me. I have some new ones, and the coach is gonna say okay. And now you tell your son to give that information to you because when the dad went to the school inquired about that, they go, "Oh, we don't know who that coach was. We don't remember." And
Oh wow.
can I get his number? So I don't give out. I don't feel comfortable giving coaches' numbers to parents.
Yeah,
Let
that
me
would
say that again.
suck.
Let me say it again. I feel uncomfortable. The coach said giving coaches' numbers to parents. Now think
Mhm.
about that.
So it's
You
the
don't want
kid or
your kid at
nothing.
18, 17 years old, 16 negotiating with grown men. They're
Yeah.
too young. The head
Mhm.
coach won't advocate for you. You got to be a
Yeah.
self advocate. If not, it is not going to happen. Now that coach didn't know who that coach was, had no information for the parents. You think how's that even possible? So these are the things
Yeah.
you're gonna run into in high
You
school.
gotta prepare them. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna be at home and your son. Okay, people, listen up. I will make a prediction. 95% of your sons out there will not even tell you if someone talked to them. If they get pulled out of class, most 90% of the time they won't tell their parents. The young kids, they don't think it's a big deal. See, to
Mhm.
them, it's because they're young. It's just, oh, he's just talking
Yeah.
to me. Why do I have to tell my mom and my
Yeah.
dad that? So you have
Yeah.
to educate your kids and tell them, hey, if someone pulls you out of class or someone pulls your transcripts, I need to know. And you need to know as a
Mhm.
mom, if someone pulls your kids' transcripts, you want to know that.
For sure. Yeah.
Because if they pull your transcripts, it's getting serious.
That means they're interested, and we need to know that.
You need to know that. And you got to, but you got to
Mhm.
really educate your kids because the coaches won't advocate for you. They will not. Now, that kid, no, listen carefully. Listen carefully. The kid I'm talking about got an offer 2 weeks ago or so. The dad called me and said, guess what? Four of the kids, now this was a small, obscure little college back east. All of a sudden, at Modern Day High School, four of the kids got offered by that same school.
Oh wow.
Now, let me tell you why that happened. You got to understand this system. So let's say Timbuktu University, they offer a kid at Modern Day High School or De La Salle. Now,
Mhm.
they want their name popular at De La Salle. So they're going to go to De La Salle and look at some other, or Modern Day, look at other kids and offer some other kids. Why? They want a footprint in De La Salle or Modern Day High School. They want their name
Mhm.
populated. So when they give us offer to kids at Modern Day, that means all Trinity League schools know it because
Mhm.
they all know what's going on with each other. Now that school has a footprint, and kids are talking, and parents are talking about Timbuktu University,
Hyping it up.
hyping it up.
Mhm.
So that's how that thing works. But somebody has to be driving the bus, and in this case, it was me, but no one knows because I'm not telling everybody. But I just happened to help them out and gave them information they needed to make this thing happen. Because it's not always the best kids get the scholarships.
Yeah.
It's not always the
It's
best
it's the
kids. I'm
ones
telling
that
you,
it's the ones
I,
who know how to grab the attention for
they
sure.
know the system.
Mhm.
You understand? You got to know the system, how the machine works. So
Mhm.
if you, then when your kids get a little older, well, actually, I would start. They do 7 on 7. What's the youngest age they do 7 on 7 around your neighborhood? Do you know?
I I want to say it's like 9 or 10. He can't do it yet.
Okay, so let's say when it's 9 or 10, he has to do that
Mhm.
immediately. That's actually
Okay.
almost more important than tackle football high school for
Yeah, I've heard
scholarships.
that. Mhm.
You heard that? Would you hear? Tell me what you heard.
I heard that 7 on 7 is like where you have the most exposure for recruiters and getting scholarships. That there's too many people on the field. A regular football game that it's hard to figure out like who's good and who they want to move forward with. And on 7 on 7, you have to try out to even make it on. So it's a little bit more the cream of the crop there.
That's a lot of good information you just said. You just said a lot of good things there. Everything you said is true. So let me drill
Mhm.
down a little deeper. So
Okay.
you have beat writers. You ever heard of
Mhm.
Rivals or 24/7
I
websites?
actually just I looked it up before I got on the podcast with you because I was like, I always hear you say it and I've never heard of it before, so I checked
Okay.
it out.
All right. It's a ranking system, and
Mhm.
coaches all over the country, that's where they go to find talent.
And at
So
what age does that? Sorry.
shit, let me tell you something. I found out it when I found out about that when Equanimous was 15.
Okay.
It was when I heard about it.
Mhm.
And by the time Equanimous was 16, a freshman, I got him a scholarship offer.
Wow. Okay.
So when all my kids were freshmen, they all got offers because of I started 7 on 7s. And I started introducing myself to the beat writers who wrote for 24/7, who wrote
Mhm.
for rivals.com. I would introduce myself. I said, how you doing, sir? My name is Mr. Brown. These are my kids. I'll have my kids standing right next to me. Shake Mr. So-and-so's hand and introduce yourself. And I say, look, is it possible for you to maybe get their profile up? Sometimes they said no.
Mhm.
Sometimes they said yes. But when they do the profiles, have you seen a profile on the kids on Rivals or anything?
I I wasn't able to figure it out. I just pulled it up and I was like,
Okay,
okay, it's a
this is how it
ranking
looks.
system.
So everybody knows. It's a picture of
Mhm.
your son's head,
Okay.
right? Like a mugshot.
Yeah.
And then
So
they
do you
write
make the
down,
profile?
no, right there when
Okay.
you talk to them on that 7-on-7 field, he will say, stand up, don't
Mhm.
move. He'll take that picture right there. And that picture that he
Okay.
takes right there, he puts up on his site.
Okay.
So I thought they would go to I don't know, a certain studio and get it done. No, it's
Mhm.
right there on the field. It's just
Okay.
raw dogged. Boom. What's your name, son? What school you go to? How tall are you? What
Mhm.
position you play? They write all this stuff down. So when they get to the office and they got time, there's someone in there to upload all that information.
Okay.
Now, why do they do that? Why would they? What incentivizes them, the beat writers, to write stories on all these kids? It's because they sell subscriptions to all the people in the country,
Oh.
writers and everything.
Okay.
Now, if I'm selling you a subscription and you got the same story yesterday as you did today, I'm not going to
Mhm.
sign up anymore. I need some new
It's gonna get
stories.
boring. Yeah.
So they're happy that you're coming up to them.
Mhm.
You see? Now,
Okay, I have a quick question.
yeah.
So if I were to get the subscription, because I don't know where I would find them in our area, do you think that would be the best way to find
No.
out where?
No. No, they had every 7-on-7, every high school game. They're everywhere. You just don't know what they look
Okay.
like. So you
Okay.
gotta, as a parent, you gotta start sniffing around. I got lucky, and I had a guy who was telling me what I'm telling you,
Mhm.
and we're sitting in the stands. He goes, "There's some beat writers right there." I go, "What do you mean right there? It's not like they had a damn sign. How can you say they're right there to me? That's stupid. Don't
Yeah.
say that. Explain that to me. Do you
Mhm.
personally know this guy?" He goes, "Yeah, I personally know that guy, but I think the guy standing next, not far from him, I think he's one too." I go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What do you mean you think he's one? Why would you say that?" And he was right. They all dress the same. They always have a backpack, baseball cap, and a backpack. They
Okay.
all look the same for whatever reason. I don't know what the hell's in those backpacks, but they
It's
all
the
look the same.
uniform.
It's their uniform. So when you see a dude in a baseball cap and a backpack, go up to him
Mhm.
and introduce yourself.
Okay.
Say, "How you doing, sir? I'm so and so. By any chance, are you a writer from one of the sites?"
Mhm.
He's gonna say yes or no. If he says no, oh, okay. And, no, and normally they have a camera in their hand, but a lot of times they don't.
Mhm.
A lot of times they don't. But just go up to him and get his name, get his information. If he say yes, can I have your card? He ain't gonna have a card. I got a phone. What's your name? Give because I'm gonna send you my son's highlight video. You just say that.
Okay.
But you build a relationship.
Yeah.
Without those relationships, you're not getting a scholarship.
Okay.
Let me say that again to the audience. Without those relationships, you're not getting a scholarship. You got to know all those guys. If you
Mhm.
see one you don't know, go up to him. You need everywhere you go, you search for those guys. That's your job. And you
Mhm.
store that information in your phone. Now, I would bring my sons up to those guys and say, "This is my son Equanimous, Osiris, and Amarat. Hey, why don't you do a story on my kids, man? Because they need stories."
Mhm.
They go, "Okay, not right now, but maybe next time." I said, "Okay, we appreciate it." Next time I see them, I ask them again. Guess what happened? They start writing stories.
That's tight.
Even if they put the profiles up. And everyone's like, "How'd you get that up? How'd you do that?" They don't understand how they need me more than I need them.
Mhm.
So now you got your kids' profiles up. Okay? Now your kids are populating on the internet. Now, at some point, they're going to become freshmen. And you're going to see a coach from Alabama or wherever. And you're going to start talking
Mhm.
about your child. And if you see a coach, you get his phone number too. You get all his information, his cell phone number, not emails that don't work anymore. Hit him on their phone. Get his information.
Yeah.
Say, "I want to send my son's highlight video." You know what he's gonna do when you start talking? You send him a video. He's gonna go to his office. and Google your son. He gonna put and hit enter. If nothing comes up, you're playing daddy ball. Only you think that your kid is good. No one else. That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure. You gotta have
So
something to back up, their worth of why they should be picked.
yes. And even here's the crazy part. Your son may not be that good. And he still gets a scholarship because it's look. Oh Jesus. Right now your son's playing football,
Yeah.
right? High schools are playing football on the weekends. College are
Mhm.
playing footballs on the weekend. NFL is playing football. No one has time to look at anybody. Not
Yeah.
right now. Then when the
Mhm.
season's over, they go, okay, let's have a meeting, end of year meeting. Okay, we need some more athletes here, so go out and find me some. If you're the running back coach, go look for some running backs. Quarterback coach, I need some quarterback. Guess what they're going to go to their office and go to those sites. And they look at the rankings. And that's how they pick. They don't go to your game. They ain't got time to come to your game.
Yeah, and
They go to those
travel.
sites.
Yeah.
So you got to know. So who puts? There's more. There's only one football. There's only what in 1 month. There's only 4 football games in high school. But in
Mhm.
one day, there's 30 freaking games. It's 7 on 7.
Yeah.
The numbers. So you got to understand the machine how it works. So once you get your kids named, your job is I need to get my kids' name populated. I would go as far as this. Right now, they're little kids. If I heard there's a 7 on
Mhm.
7 event not far from my house, if I'm you, I'm going to that event with my kids. They can get mental reps, but they probably just run around and just have fun and just start looking for writers. There's no
Yeah.
you can't. It's never too early. You can start looking for writers because without the writers, you can't make it.
Mhm.
Coaches look at what they write. They don't come to your school. They look at what those sites write. That's how they choose.
Okay.
That's how they select. So you may
Is
think I'm
there
gonna go to
any
what?
is there any other sites other than the 24 Rivals that
Yeah,
or
there's some more.
24/7?
Just ask when you go to 7 on 7. Just ask some kids there. They'll
Mhm.
tell you. That's why you got
Okay.
to be at 7 on 7. Hey, I got a question. Besides Rivals, this and that, there's another one out there. I forgot the name. They'll tell you. They'll give you information. Now you got the sites. Now you got is you building a database. So when your kids are ready, you call these guys up. Hey, guess what? We're ready. We're
Mhm.
ready, and you become their friends, dude. I'm not advocating this, but I'm gonna tell you some things I've seen. I seen a
Okay.
guy, man, he had $100 bill in his hand. He went to one of those writers, slapped him 5, and said, "Look, I just want you to know I really appreciate you. That's all I want to. I just
Mhm.
want you to appreciate you." And he walked away. I go, "What the hell are you doing?" But man, these dudes make a little bit of money. They don't make that much. And so when he needs a favor, he can go to the guy, "Hey man, I need you to do me a favor. What? I got a couple of kids that need you to put their profile up." Not all the time the kids who get selected are the best kids.
Mhm.
There's more to it than what you think. You think it's go with your
Yeah.
coach, do what they tell you. You got to be a good player. Don't get me wrong. You can't be a
Yeah.
slouch. But as a mom and dad, you got to understand the machine, how it works. If not, you ain't getting no scholarships. And don't be
And
lazy
what
like my friend. My friend, he was lazy. He should have called me. Like, what the hell are you doing? I
yeah.
said, dude, I don't know if I can help you. I'm gonna try. He got lucky. What was your question?
What is your thought process on like the agents that some people hire for recruitment?
Oh hell no. They doing what I'm telling you. You see, they want
Yeah.
$4,700 or something. They doing what I'm telling you. I done
Yeah,
gave you the game. I done gave you the game. They all hate me.
for sure.
They're like, man, John, why you telling all these people?
M-
I'm telling you
Making
what
them
they're
lose
gonna
their
do.
jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, listen to me. There's an NCAA rule. Let me tell you what it states. If a coach from Michigan, for an example, gives your son a scholarship, by law, he's not able to. He's not able to tell anyone. So let's say a writer called and say, "Hey, this is so and so from Rivals. Did you give Jack Smith an offer?" By the NCAA rules, he can't answer that question. Let me
So
say that
you're the
again.
only one that could put out that
No,
information.
yeah. So let me say that again. I want everybody to understand this. If a coach, no, if a school or a writer or a father or anybody talks to a coach and say, "Hey, I read something on the internet that Jack Smith got an offer. Did you offer him?" By NCAA rules, he can't answer that question. So that's where all the craziness go on. Some kids, listen carefully, you can pay some guys $4,700, $3,500, and guess what they do? They come and say, "Oh, guess what? How you doing? Congratulations, your son just got an offer from so and so and so and so." But it's a fake offer because they know it can't be verified. You
Oh,
don't know that.
wow.
Oh, hello, shit. Now you're awake. See, you too near me not to hear me. Now you don't woke up. See, you woke your ass up now because I'm telling you the truth. Now I'm thinking about what I just said to you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
heavy.
crazy.
Hey,
Hmm.
your son just got an offer. I know kids who got those offers, paid that money. Not all of them. Not all of them. There's some good ones out there. Don't get me wrong. But
Hmm.
they got the offer. They called the school to commit. Because they got the offer. I'm ready to commit and sign. Oh, we didn't offer you,
Wow. That's crazy. They're out
and
here
you
scamming.
paid the money.
Yeah.
Now there are coaches out there that will tell you the truth. You got to be careful because all coaches know each other. They're all
Hmm.
friends. It's a small community.
Hmm.
So if your son says I got an offer from San Jose State, and San Jose State no, we didn't offer him. He tells his other friends at Wazoo. And next thing you know, Wazoo comes to school them and stay away from that kid. Because the guys, not because of you, because the other guys you paid are scandalous.
Mm.
And they hurt your son's reputation.
Yeah.
So you gotta be
So
careful with that.
as parents, we have to be the advocates to like
You
get
have
it
to.
done.
You have,
Hmm.
trust me, man. Look, right now, that kid who got that offer from me, the school's taking the credit. I guarantee it. Even the other guys who got offered after him, that came off from me.
Hmm.
But that's how the schools do. So when you call and say, "Hey, is anybody?" Because my friend called the school and was asking coaches, because hey, I heard that Colorado State talked to my son. Yeah, we don't. I don't remember who the coach was, and even if I did, I don't feel comfortable giving out the numbers. They don't talk. They don't. You look. A guy can come to the school. What's your son's name? The oldest,
Fidel.
Fidel. Dude, we come to see Fidel.
Hmm.
Next, where's Fidel Castro? Right? Where's Fidel? They go. Fidel's in school, but here's the guys you really want to see.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Here's the guys you really want to see, not Fidel. We can bring Fidel out,
Hmm.
but you want to see, they'll do that. They'll do that to you. Coaches from your school will do that after you did all the legwork.
Yeah.
So that's why you let coaches know when you get their information. Hey, sir, if you're interested in my son, please contact me, not the school, because the school is very busy.
Yeah.
Just say that. You don't want to say anything bad about them. Just say the school is very busy and sometimes they drop the ball. So if you're interested in my son, please deal with us directly. We appreciate that.
Hmm.
That's how you want to deal with that. Because if not, you get lost in the shuffle.
For sure.
It's a dirty business.
Well, everybody's trying to make it.
You get your scholarship, you save $250,000. So,
That's crazy.
you
Yeah.
know, uh, so make sure that you understand the system, how it works, and you control the system. Because now you're building a
Mhm.
database of coaches' numbers. I don't care if the beat writer was from your local newspaper. I want his number.
Mhm.
I want everybody's number. So I got all the writers in this category, and I got all the coaches in this category. That's all you need. And you start working the system.
Okay.
Now you grind into the system. Hey, look, look, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, when I saw that dude get that dude that money, I'm like, I didn't do it, but shit, when I saw it, I thought, okay, that's some good game right
He
there.
cr- he
Because
cracked the code there.
hey, I saw that, I thought, okay, that's some game right there. That's a little dirty, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. And I
Mhm.
and I'm just saying, I've been to 707 events, and by NCAA rules, football coaches cannot be there.
Yeah.
They can't come to 707 events. But you know how many times I was nudged? Hey, John, don't say anything, but look across the way. You see that dude in the top right corner of the stadium? That dude's from so and so school. He's checking
Oh
your kids
wow.
out. He's checking your kids out. Hey, John,
Mhm.
what you doing? Whatever you tell me. Meet me here, and don't tell anybody. Bring your cleats. Meet me at 7 in the morning. There's a coach that I know, a real nice guy. He's gonna be there. He's gonna look at your kids. Hey, John, what you
And that's
doing?
so.
Meet us in L.A. Now I live like 40 minutes from L.A. at 6 in the morning because as long as they have a workout before 8 or before 7:30 is the time, it's still legal.
Mhm.
So they tell all the kids to show up, but don't wear their jerseys. Nothing, no insignias with their team on it or their school. And they come
No
work out, and the coaches
affiliation.
evaluate them, and then the coaches leave because before 8 o'clock they can do that. So 5:30 in the morning, I'm driving to L.A. There's all kind of stuff goes on that y'all don't know about.
Wow.
Y'all just going to
All
school.
the behind the scenes.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
you doing, sir? How you doing, coach? The great game, great game. How you doing? Good, yes, sir. Hey, can you guys help with the fundraiser tomorrow? Yeah, coach. That's not how it works. We won, we won.
Mhm.
That it doesn't work like that. So you got a chance right now to build your database, and you sitting on your butt at home lazy, it ain't gonna build itself. So on the
Yeah.
weekends, you gotta be like let's say you want to buy a new home, you get up and go look for homes.
Yeah.
If you sit down, you ain't gonna find no home. So you get your butt up, find out where the damn 707s are, and you snoop around. And by the time they're in high school, or they're no, screw high school, by the time they're 13, 14, man, you got it. You under control. You can charge other people because you got all the information.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Besides the 7-on-7 at their age now at like 8 and 6, is there anything else that you recommend that is implemented to prepare for that?
I just like red meat. That's the only thing you said. I would not do eat a lot of chicken and fish. We did eat chicken and fish, but very little. We ate red meat.
Mhm.
You know, I ate a lot of red meat. Even I got a thing called dog food. You know, I don't know if you know, but I have my own protein. Did you know
What is
that?
it called?
Cane
No.
protein, CANE. So I got cane protein I developed. Well, I had someone develop for my kids when they were little kids, when they were like 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
And I didn't sell it. It was just for my kids. And I
Mhm.
actually had them make that for me, and I gave it to my kids until they got out of college. I mean, high school. When they got into college, I
Mhm.
started selling to other people. So if you go to caneprotein.com, you can order the protein. Just make sure. I think they should eat a lot of red meat.
Yeah.
Like in the mornings, I almost never. I did. They ate cereal. They ate sandwiches. They eat anything. I believe in eating dirty. I call it. You said
Okay.
clean. I call it eating dirty. And the dog food
Okay.
is just simple. You get pork and beans. You cook them and some ground beef, and you cook the ground
Mhm.
beef. Then you put it together and you heat it up. That's dog food. That's what I
Okay.
call dog food. So the pork and beans. and the ground beef because it's cheap for people who can't afford a lot of food because you know you can't
Mhm.
eat steaks all the time, and mix it and just give them a bowl of dog food, and they start growing. They start growing. So make sure you do that. You got them sleeping as much as they can. You got to really push on the education because you never know how far they get, and make sure
Mhm.
you never ever big time a coach. I don't care who the coach is. If he's from the smallest school you ever heard of, if he's from a junior
Mhm.
college, you say, "Sir, thank you." You act like that's the biggest thing. The only thing that's important to you is that man in front of you and his school. So if he's from a junior college, you love that junior college. You respect that guy because you never know where he's going to end up.
Yeah.
They move around a lot. You know, my oldest boy always tells a story. He got recruited by a guy out of Notre Dame, and guy came to the school. Okay, cool, right? Got an offer from Notre Dame. It's just fantastic, great school. Next thing I know, my son, I'm driving down the road. Some guy from Notre Dame called and said, "Hey, Mr. Brown, want you to know your son just committed to Notre Dame?" I go, "He did? Okay." He didn't tell me, but I guess he likes your school. So he goes to Notre Dame. He plays there for 3 years. Next thing I know, he wants to go to the NFL. So he declares to go to the draft. Guess who recruited him to go to Green Bay? That same coach.
No way. That's so cool.
That same coach. Now, what if he was a big time that guy in high school?
Yeah, he would have got looked over.
Yes. You never big time a coach. You respect every coach. Yes, sir. No, sir. We love your school. Now, but as a parent, right now, not when they're 10 and 12, it's too late. You got to sit them down and tell them what the plan is. Don't be afraid to do
Yeah.
that. Sit them down and tell them, look, don't tell your friends. This is something we keep between our family. Be respectful to folks. Don't brag. Don't boast. But we're trying to get to college or NFL, whatever it is you're trying to do. You have to instill that into them now. Don't wait until
Mhm.
later.
Yeah.
When my kids was 5 and 6 and 7, I would have them take cell phones, and I would have one of my sons interview the other one, and we would tape it,
That's
and we would do
funny.
that
My
like once
oldest
every like twice a week. We twice a month we do it, and we would laugh because
for
some
a,
of it was funny to teach them to be comfortable in front of a camera,
yeah.
to teach them what to say. If they said, "Well, I wouldn't say that," here's what I would say: You're talking too fast. You're talking too slow. A little louder. You know, you gotta teach them. So if that moment
Mhm.
happens, he's ready. So now you're on a 7-on-7, and you're talking to the guy I told you to talk to, the beat writer. He says, "Okay, son, I'll interview you right now." Now your son's ready because
Prepared,
you've been
yeah.
training him. This
My
thing you gotta
oldest
you gotta
just
you gotta be all in.
for sure.
This ain't no joke. This is a job.
Yeah.
But now you have all the tools. You understand the machine, and once you understand the machine, now you got to go to work. You can't be lazy.
Mhm.
Lazy parents, it doesn't work. Your coach ain't gonna help you. Pop Warner coach, he's doing the best he can. Your high school coach doing the best he can. They're not gonna help your son get scholarship. It's up to you and your.
Yeah.
You think a coach gonna go do what I told you to do for your son? Name
Nope.
me one coach gonna do what I told you to do for your son. None. They don't have
Yeah.
time. This is how it really works. Right now, you're sitting there at Pop Warner practice, and your sons, all the kids are having fun. Out of all those kids, some of those kids can make it.
Yeah.
Why not yours? But it starts with you and the dad instilling stuff in them right now. Don't be afraid to tell them this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're gonna do right
Yeah.
here. This is the goal. And don't tell your friends, but this is why you were playing football. They take it serious now. because you told them that at a
Mhm.
young age. You can't wait till they're old and tell them that. You got to tell them now. Get them to believe in it now.
Start the game plan.
I'm telling you right now, I know some kids that got scholarships, and I'm like, I thought the dad was lying. I go, he's not that good. How you get a scholarship? And then I saw it. I said, oh shit, he got a scholarship to a Division I school. He's not that good because the daddy knew the game. The daddy knew the game. How you think that my friend got the scholarship all of a sudden? After I told him what to do, and I told him cut and paste this because I know how it works. It doesn't work for everybody. I didn't think I could pull it off. I thought, man, I don't know, man. I haven't seen your son play. I don't know how good he is, but let's give it a shot. Here's what you got to do to optimize your chances, and it worked. Got him a scholarship. Now. One of the last things I want to say. Now I'm calling him up to make sure everything's still going like it should. Did the kid get another offer? Because here's what's crazy. Now they're not answering their phone, like ghosting me. It's a problem because he has to commit now. So let me ask you a question. Why do you think he has to commit now?
Why do you think the kid has to commit?
Why am I saying to the parents he needs to commit to that school right now?
Because they finally give him an offer, and it's the last leg of it. You
If
gotta
he
lock
doesn't commit
in,
right now and he turns around and commit next week, they're gonna say, man, we didn't think you wanted to come here. We gave it to someone else.
and they're gonna give it to somebody else. Yeah, you
That's
can't think
first.
about it.
Let's talk about the second reason. Hold on, I got a runny nose. The second reason, there used to be roughly 20 scholarships each university had to give to kids. Now, because of transfer portal, they probably have 7 or 8
Wow.
for high school kids. So
Mhm.
if you don't commit, you're going to junior college.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's not answering his phone when I call him. He should be talking to me on the daily. And I wouldn't be surprised if we talk again one day and I go, remember that kid? He's at junior college now because he didn't commit. There's a lot to know about this thing. Because
Yeah.
you can always see a lot of kids don't commit because they got this school they like, but it's not their number one or number two or number three. And they're waiting to get another offer. Well, guess what? You can commit and decommit.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hello, look, oh wow. Yeah, you can decommit. Because it's only a verbal offer. I don't know if you knew
Yeah.
that. So it's verbal, it's not in writing. So guess what
Mhm.
happens a lot of times? They give you an offer, you commit, like I say, and the school will tell you, hey, we're not accepting that anymore. We moved on to someone else. Monday night they can offer you. Wednesday you can say I'm ready to commit, and they'll tell you no. They don't have to look. They give out. They have 2 spots. They give out 8 scholarships for the 2 spots because kids move all over the place, and
Yeah.
they got a board with all the names they really want. You ever heard of the
Mhm.
board?
No, I haven't.
Okay, there's a board in everybody's office. There's a chalkboard, and on that chalkboard they got all the kids they really want, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and numbers. And next to those numbers are the names. And they don't want you as a parent to ever see the board. Because if you see the board, you know where you're at now in their mind. So if you see your son's
Yeah.
number 2 or number 1, you're like, oh, I'm good. Shit, I ain't gotta commit. They don't want that. So I've been to a
Yeah.
lot of schools where I accidentally seen the board. And they're like, oh, don't, we can't come, we can't go in here. Can't go in this room. So if your son gets an offer on Monday, he wants to commit on Tuesday, but he's low on the board, and another kid wants to commit that's high on the board, you're not getting in.
Oh, okay. And that's when the decommitment happens.
Yes. It's only verbal offers.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad about decommitting because they'll decommit to you too. They don't care nothing about you.
Mhm.
It's a dog eat dog world out there.
For sure.
So you right now your job is to get information as much as you can on all the writers, the beat writers, and as many Division One coaches. Usually the Division One coaches that hang out they don't come to 707, they hang out at the high schools. They come so every practice I would go to, I would get home or eat and run to practice before it started. Because Division One coach walk on the field, I as a like a beeline, I go straight to that coach, introduce myself, and get his information. Because if you wait 10 minutes, he's gone to another school. As soon as you see him, go up to him. Now they may say, "Oh, I'm not. I had a coach tell me, NCAA rules. I'm not allowed to give out my number." And I'm like, oh, "Okay," but most of them gave me the numbers. Then
Oh, that's nice.
there's
Okay.
a big. You need to write this down. What I'm gonna tell you now. There's a real big football camp every year in Detroit, Michigan called Sound Mind, Sound Body.
Okay.
Sound Mind, Sound Body. It's a football camp. When I tell you it's thousands of kids, it's thousands. And when I tell you there's hundreds and hundreds, 400 coaches, it's like that.
Wow.
So you get to see every
And
one stop. Big right?
that's all high school level.
Yes. And they have
Okay.
youth also. They have youth also. I took Amon there when he
Oh,
was
okay.
9 years old, I think.
Dang. Okay, that's really good to know. That's one of his dream schools
So,
to be in.
yeah. And I'm telling you right now, you should Google that. And if you ever want to go, you got to sign up early because what happens is a lot of times it opens up on Monday. By Thursday, they have like 8,000 kids. They shut it down.
Wow.
It's when I tell you it's crazy, it's crazy. You never seen anything like that.
No, I'm gonna look it up the second I get off the phone.
Yeah. Sound mind, sound body. That's when we got our first offers going there. Talking to coaches. They're everywhere. It's overwhelming. But you can't be.
Wow.
So we were some of the first kids out of California or the Western Hemisphere to go to that camp. And then because we went, everybody started talking about it. They start going. So then I went down there 2 years later. There's a lot of parents from Southern Cal, but they're just walking around, amazed. No, you got to go to work. You got to go up to coaches. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Woo woo. This is my son. Look, hey, give me information. I want to send you his highlight tape. You got to build your database. You want to build your database. That's golden.
Yeah, the more you know, the more opportunity you'll have to send stuff
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
get a response.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So I have you have any other questions?
I have two quick ones. I know
Yeah.
I've had you on here for for a while. I know that you have three sons, and like next year, my youngest will start tackle as well. And so sometimes they're going to be at different school locations at different times. So how did you and your wife navigate that with three kids? Like, how did you spread your guys' selves
Well,
evenly
it was
between
easy
them all?
because they're a year and a half apart. So when Equanimous left, that's when it happened. When he went to high school, but my wife never worked, so she was a housewife. So she was able to navigate and grab one, and grab the other one. She was able to do that because she didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not, you have to have talk to parents, talk to other parents on the team. Find if they live near you. You got to build some trust with some moms and some dads that they can, you guys can sometimes pick their kid up and they'll pick your kid up sometimes. You have to start
Mhm.
those relationships. That relationship is very, very important.
So that would work really well for like practices, but like on game day, say on Saturday, if one is in one city and the other is in another city,
Hey,
like would you
the
guys?
coach would come pick him up.
Okay. No, my question is more like, would one go to one and one go to the other? Would
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah, yeah.
rotate?
That's how we do. Yeah, we one would
Sorry.
go to one. Yeah, one would go to one game and one would go to the other game. But what I also
Okay.
did was I would make like Amon had to play up. I said, look, I can't go to 3 games, so you got to play up with bigger
Yeah.
kids. You just got to
Yeah.
play with older kids, and that made him tough.
Yeah.
So he played with older kids.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll probably do that not next year, but the year after, because my
Okay.
little one's tough. Being the
Yeah.
little one, if he could be tall enough, our goal is for him to be like a quarterback, because he's not afraid of a hit. He's not scared. He's done wrestling. Like, we think he throws amazingly, but we're just hoping for that height to kick in from our
Well,
grandparents.
look at Kyler Murray. He's not that tall.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
that
you
would
know
be
what
our
that
goal
is.
for him.
You know,
No.
he's look next time you get a chance, look at the Arizona Cardinals. I
Okay.
I think he's 5'9", 5'8".
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's amazing, amazing
Yeah, my
starter.
husband always says, dang, I hope he could just see over the line. Like, that's all we need is
Well,
if he could
look
see
at
over the
Kyler Murray.
line.
So my question for
Okay.
you is, I'm so listen. First of all, I'm so honored and happy that I got a chance to talk to a mom. Because moms, it's a different perspective, and I find it quite interesting. So but how did it happen where you got on and not your husband or your significant other?
Cause I'm like the crazy sports parent. Like,
Oh,
he's good at like, he's the coach. Like, I would be the one chasing down the recruiters.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
That's just
okay,
how I am.
okay. I
He's,
got you.
um, he's good at training them and,
Mm. Well,
all
that's a
that
good
end where I'm not.
combination.
Yeah, so I'm the one who's more I was going to tell you
Outgoing.
earlier when you were talking about how your boys would interview each other. My oldest, we just allowed him to have like a sports Instagram page, and his thing is Fidel on the field. And so I was like, "Oh my god, it'd be so cool is if we took you to like college games and you interviewed like the college players." And he's like, "Yeah, I want to do that." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Okay, let's figure it out."
Yeah,
So
that's what happens.
that's my end of being the sports parent. And he's all about like the training and, the games and he knows the positions. I don't know none of
But
that.
see, that's a perfect situation. That's a perfect situation. So all the stuff I'm telling you, you got to take control of that and store
Okay.
that stuff in your phone and get a heavy database because you're gonna need it. And once you have it, it's easy to make it happen. You love every
Oh,
school. You love every coach. What are you gonna say?
and that's how you build the arsenal.
That's how you build it. Because no one else.
Yeah.
Who else is gonna give you that? Those guys you want to pay the money to, those recruiters, those what do they call them? The guys that say they can get you scholarships.
The agents.
Those
Yeah.
agents. That's what they're doing.
Hmm.
So what I just told you is what they're doing. So
That's the game right there. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. And thank
no
you for
problem.
having me on.
Well, keep that good work up and that teamwork.
For sure.
Okay, so everybody, again, this is John Brown Black Coffee. If you guys want to come on, go to our Instagram page and sign up. Also, don't forget to subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, please subscribe so we could bring you more information. So, uh, Merrissa, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You're the first female.
Oh,
I was waiting
really?
on some
Oh,
girl.
that's so
Yeah, I was
cool.
waiting I'm waiting on some single moms because it's a whole different thing if it's a single parent, right? What she got
Yeah,
to
it's a
how she
lot
gonna
harder.
navigate? Yeah, I'm waiting
For
to talk to
sure.
someone. So if you're a single mom out there and you want to get on, you got some questions, don't hesitate to get on our show. All right. Well, keep the faith and we'll talk to you on the backside.
Thank you.